Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where we're here once again to continue our long ass war against the bastards of Italy, who just won't quit, even though the majority of their country is gone now. Alright, I forgot. I almost forgot to turn on the fucking background music. Let's go with the Warhammer 40K Darktide soundtrack. For no reason other than variety. Yeah, we're back here, 1938, still dealing with the shit of them not surrendering because they're bastards. All right. And we're currently in the middle of our grand naval invasion to finally take southern Italy and basically unofficially end the war because Italy just doesn't want to surrender no matter how many peace treaties we offer them. They're just gonna be in exile in fucking Africa for some reason. I guess that's how we're gonna be existing. I can always send the navy down to go and deal with the Italians in Africa, but it's not something I really want to do. Again, we're not going to war with France at the moment. I'd like to finish up the wars we got going on right now. Let's see if Italy accepts a surrender deal this time. You want a battle cruiser? We got just barely enough tonnage, so you can have one. Uh, let's try not to go to war with Germany. Oh, hey, Germany's changed their government. They're the Central Party now. Good on them. Submarines. That's a suicide mission. That is not a suicide mission. That is death to those guys. All right, well, let's see if Italy decides to come to terms with the fact that they aren't winning this war, or if they're just gonna throw the peace talks out the window, like they've been doing. Because there's nothing left of the Italian Navy. And I am just sitting on a shit ton of funding that I could be spending on building more ships, or at the very least, refitting the existing Navy. Also, Kosovo's borders look weird this close up. It looks like somebody was, I don't know why they drew the lines twice. They only needed to draw them once. More transports sunk. Cyprus wants 2 Pelion-class destroyers. Sure thing. Arabia wants a Birch-class battlecruiser. Unfortunately, there's not enough room left for those. Another submarine engagement. Naval invasion goes well. Only 3 more turns left before the Italians basically just surrender southern Italy. I have no idea what these guys are attacking. I think they might be either attacking Corsica or Rome. It's hard to tell. But we've basically taken everything the Italians had in the Mediterranean, other than southern Italy. And we basically now just own what used to be the remains of the Italian Empire, other than their 2 colonies in Africa over here. Yeah. More than likely, I will go to war with the French next, just because to get Rome, and then to make this all pretty up, and then just to grab these islands and their North African colonies. Do they still own Syria? No, China owns Syria now. Oh, Pakistan took over Persia. And China took over Afghanistan. Who's India invading? Oh, they're invading Britain. Who still controls Kashmir. Damn, I haven't looked over here in a while. The Soviet Union controls North Vietnam. Indonesia has gotten partial independence from the Netherlands. There are just wars going on everywhere. Oh, more ships just got finished up on the production line. Yeah, after this, there's going to be a huge, like, reorganization of the Navy because I just have a shitload of ships and I need to sort them out. Sort them out into squadrons. Because we have a lot of them, but they don't do much. They're all kind of just thrown into big-ass groups because I kind of ran out of patience for the Italians. So now we just have a couple of large flotillas of naval squadrons just hounding the Italians. I
came to laugh
ain't much
again.
left of the Italian Navy at this point, though. More transports to sink, which basically destroys any chance of the Italians having a fucking, yeah, sure, Ukraine, you can have 3 destroyers. That's gonna put us over tonnage, so unfortunately, you do not get a battleship. We will sink that. And they have, like, 1 submarine. They do have, they've managed to put together a battleship and a battlecruiser? Really? Oh, those must be mothballed ships. Yeah, they got 1 battleship and 3 heavy cruisers here, and 1 battleship, 1 battlecruiser, 3 heavy cruisers, and a couple of submarines here. So either, I believe these are mothballed ships that they're recommissioning, which isn't good for us, because the more ships they're able to recommission, the more shit that it's gonna be to just take fucking southern Italy. 2 more turns. Two more turns. Ugh. The fact that Italy has allowed this war to continue on for as long as it has is kind of ridiculous. The fact that the AI doesn't have the same standards that the game holds the player to. Because you see, when it comes down to the game, if a player continuously continues a war, even though they're losing, eventually the game will force you into a peace deal. But if the AI is constantly losing and very clearly has lost, but the AI continuously denies a peace deal, the game won't do anything to end the war. It'll just keep going, which is why a lot of these, which is honestly why majority of these countries are fucked now. Why Italy has ended up in the state it's in, why France has ended up in the state it's in, why, I don't know if the UK or Japan are any better off. You can have some light cruisers. Oh, yeah, the United States was going for Corsica. Submarine engagement, one of ours versus one of theirs. Let's see how that goes, and we sunk theirs. All right, we have a shit ton more submarines now. We'll send these guys down to here just to fuck around. Just to start harassing these Italian ships. Which one of you is the one with only one submarine? All right, we're gonna send you 4 over here. Yeah, next turn we gain southern Italy. If they don't fucking agree to a peace deal, I'm gonna be slightly pissed. Like, they have nothing left. There's nothing left of the Italian military. The Italian ground army hasn't done shit. The Italian naval arm is gone. They just lost one of their last submarines. Sure, they're building more, but it's not enough for them to be able to actually save their country. Denmark would like a Birch-class battlecruiser. Sure thing, Denmark. Poland would like a Valac-class battleship. Unfortunately, Denmark just bought our only open heavy ship slot, so unfortunately for you, Poland, you get nothing. All right, well, southern Italy is ours. Our submarine squadrons are now in position to basically just harass the Italians. Yeah, they've moved all of these ships that they have down to here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Italy finally agrees to end the war. It's 1939. I'd like this war to be over with. It's been going on for almost 9 years now. And the Italians have not done a thing in terms of actual offensive capabilities. And I'd like to be able to actually spend some time constructing a navy. But anyway, now that Italy is no longer in the Mediterranean, they're basically just going to be a small handful of guys that are ruling over some African territory, and I guess we're just going to constantly be at war with them over it. Because I don't want to bother going down there. My grand ambition is for us to become the kings in the Mediterranean, which we are already on our way to doing. However, we do have some naval powers we will need to challenge in order to truly become the kings of the Mediterranean. The two next weakest powers are France and Britain. They're definitely the next weakest on the Mediterranean excursion. So we'll definitely be going to war with one of them before 1942. I don't really plan to do all that much. I do plan to build up my navy because we're at 123 ships now, but the United States is still fucking scary. And of course, we're also going to have to work to push out China as well, because China has taken parts of the Mediterranean as well. So basically, what we're going to do is secure the Mediterranean. That's our big goal. That's our big boy goal. And now that we have access to oil, we're definitely going to be doing pretty good on that. Of course, we're going to need more oil. We won't be able to win this war without oil. My hope is to control all of the Mediterranean by 1960. Because I think in terms of tech, they've moved the tech line down to 1960 as the end tech year. Of course, the negotiations have failed. We're not going to war with France yet. Denmark wants a Phoenix-class battlecruiser. Unfortunately, we're already making you a big ship, so no. Arabia wants a Birch-class battlecruiser. We can kind of fit that in the budget. Yeah, we'll give you one. So yeah, let's look at the politics here. So in terms of naval powers in the Mediterranean, the Germans, the Japanese, and kind of the Chinese and the Soviets are definitely some of the bigger groups. The Spanish, the French, and the British are more in the second power group. Are definitely third-rate Mediterranean powers. While the United States, having just 2 territories within the Mediterranean, is by far the strongest power in the Mediterranean. Not actively, because they don't deploy their entire force to the Mediterranean, but they do hold a lot of sway here. Where's this other submarine strike? Oh, they still haven't had their submarines go home yet. Well, that's annoying. All right, well, anyways, I'm going to start sending these boys home. Let's see. Pula has a capacity of 858. So honestly, I'm going to move a shit ton of... Actually, I may just move all of you fuckers there. Just so that way then I can sort out what naval squadrons will go where. Are you guys actually the entirely destroyer squadron? I don't know. Anyway, all of you guys, Pula is where we're going. Pula is a really big port. Though I guess you guys want to... Oh, you guys can't move because you're being blockaded by this fucking submarine. Alright, well, I guess you guys just hang out there then. Actually, I can just send you guys over to fucking Toronto. It's not an optimal port to put you... Well, actually, it's a pretty decent port. But, not where I would have wanted to put you. The Comet and the Maverick will head out here to basically function as... to deal with this situation. All right, let's see. Any other ships just laying around somewhere that were damaged and got sent off to repair? We do have a few here. You guys head to Pula as well. Basically just looking around, seeing if there's any ships we have laying around somewhere. Because I did have a few ships under repair that were just hanging out in random ports. That's our naval squadron. Any there? Any here? Any here? Any here? Nope. All right. Well, now we're going to be conducting a massive overhaul program. The largest naval overhaul seen in Austro-Hungarian history. Because all of these ships need refits. Every last one of them. Every last ship in service, except for the new generation ships. The next generation ships. Which were recently deployed. Oh. That's slightly unfortunate. A lot of those ships that were out getting shit done are now under repair. Oh. Give them the money. Yes, we'll accept a peace treaty with the Italians. Sorry, guys. No new orders. I have to fix everything that got broke. I gotta fix everything that went and got itself broke. Alright, so all the submarines can come home now. All of you guys to Spoleto. Except for the ones that are down in the south dealing with the Italians. Oh, did I miss the naval squadron? I did. You guys, Pula. And you guys will basically just function as security. I'm gonna move you guys down to the to here. Just so that way then, if the Italians try to move some forces up north, we have some ships able to just sink them. What are the Italians even fucking up to down there? They have no oil. They are not building any ships. They're repairing one ship. And they have one submarine. They basically have nothing. Alright. Well, we managed to fix up a shit ton of ships. Good thing we have a fairly good shipyard capacity now. Finally, peace between Austria, Hungary, and Italy is signed. Really? That's all I get out of this? War duration, 97 months. $10 billion. Where the hell is... Oh, is this that little... Yeah, I'll take that. I think that was that little bit that was internal for internal territory in that Africa section. Sorry guys, nothing can be sold at the moment. I think it was this. Yeah, we took this from them as well. So yeah, we're in an awkward moment of transition. Where now we're trying to get everything fixed. So that way then I can then refit ships. We're still building a fuck ton of ships. Yeah, 26 ships are still under repair. Hopefully not too many more will be under repair for long. I'm still building 2 battle cruisers for myself as well. I forgot about those. So right now, in current active service, on paper, we have 3 battle cruisers along with 3 battleships, but 3 of those battle cruisers are now under repair. There is civil unrest in Spain that is mentioned in several newspapers. Journalists ask you what your opinions on it. German agents are behind this. I don't know anything about it. Guys, I can't sell you anything. We've been over this. Can't sell you anything at the moment because everything is currently dedicated to fucking shit. The Nordic countries have just not had a fun time. Damn, they even got Iceland. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna keep these guys over here. Just actually, I don't need to keep them over here anymore. They can go back to Tobruk and meet up with the heavy cruisers that they are meant to be paired with. Yeah, still fixing up some ships. 3 months left on the on this battleship. Oh wait, no, that's a battle cruiser. Oh wait, no, that's one of the new ones we're building. We're almost done fixing everything. Once everything is fixed, then I can start ordering up the refits. Because right now, everything is broken and nothing wants to work. So right now, it is entirely just trying to get some shit working. Italy's economy has stabilized. Sure it has. Oh, the United States has taken over Portugal. The other annoying thing is the 1934 refits are probably going to need another refit program after we're done refitting them because it's been 5 years since their last refit program. And all of them were designed back in the 1920s. Even the Birch is a 1929 design. I just realized I don't have a refit program for the Birch? Really? Did I decide that the Birch didn't need one? The Birch could definitely probably use one. Did I not start a refit program for it? Yeah. I don't see a refit program for it. All right. I guess the Birch is getting a refit program. Shouldn't be too hard. It is a fairly big ship. Should have more than enough space to fit in a refit. Switch over to diesel. Oh, the new turret doesn't fit. What? Why? Why does it? Why does? Fuck you. All right. What if I shorten it a bit? I know sometimes doing that will decrease the length of the turret cap. Nope, that didn't fix it. All right. I guess the 8-inch is being ditched. For a 7-inch. Same configuration. Actually, could I just move the 8-inch? No. Even if I put it like the farthest forward. Maybe if I decreased it down to like 3 barrels, would it fit better? Nope. Alright, 7-inch it is. But we're definitely increasing the size on it. Yeah, 7.9. It's basically the same as an 8 at that point. Increase the length on our 2.9-inch guns. Some guns have a poor selection of fire. I don't know what gun it's referring to. All the guns have pretty decent selections of fire. Install the Gen 2 radar system. Auto reloading 2. 2 powder 3. Install modern armor. We can give it anti-torque 5. Make it even more resilient against torpedo hits. The 10-inch belt is more than sufficient. The 12-inch main deck is more than sufficient. I guess I could just add in a few more 2.9s. Give it some extra defensive firepower. Just so that way then it can defend itself a little better. Give it Hydro 3 so that way then it can detect ship better. Damn, this thing's already kind of like outfitted, like actually well. Like there really wasn't much that we were skipping out on here. Like this ship is pretty much already well done. Yeah, can't fit any casemates on here. Any spots for single shots? I can put some single shot ones up here. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. That kind of limits that gun's range of fire, so we're not going to do that. What are we using? Mega Funnel 3. Yeah, that's already more than efficient for the, what engine power we're using. Yeah, really not much to do to the Birch class. I mean, sticking a few more guns on it, really, that's really all we can do with it, other than obviously swapping out the 8-inch gun for a 7.9-inch gun because the 8-inch didn't want to go there anymore. Because it's a bitch. Yeah, I know. Shipbuilding capacity is way over budget. I wish there were easier ways to increase shipbuilding capacity other than take ports. The heavy cruiser Pringle. That's what... Fair enough, Poland. I wouldn't want a ship named the Pringle either. Sorry guys, I still need to focus on building my own shit. Alright, so right now we're still fixing up some remaining shit. But we do have some open construction space now, so we can start actually doing refits. We're gonna start with the Pelions. The Pelions haven't been refitted since their starting days, so we're just gonna order up a refit of every single one of them. That's gonna put us a bit over shipbuilding capacity, but they should be fairly quick to finish. Yep, they were basically just in and out. The Pelions showed up, were like, hey, we're here for the new shit, and then left. Alright, so that at least is a portion of the fleet refitted. But we're definitely gonna have to then proceed to refit them again, because we need to refit shit. Let's see, ship design. Alright, so we've refitted all the Pelions. We're gonna discontinue the Pelion line, because the Truel basically acts as a hybrid between the Pelion and the Trent class. They'll still see service, but we're not gonna build any more of them, because the Trulu class basically just functions as their immediate replacement. As for the Varax class battleship, that's also going to be discontinued, along with the Delta and the Absol class, as we continue to go forward with these refit programs. You know, surprisingly enough, we never built all that many of the Absols. Or the Delta class. Never really built all that many of them. Yeah. Absols are going to be down for 7 months, and the Deltas will also be down for 7 months. But at the very least, these refit programs will definitely be worth it. Mark 5 11-inch. Nice. Sorry, guys. Again, we're not selling anything at the moment. We're trying... You guys already have orders. Just calm down. Alright, you focus on hull construction. You focus on gun layout. And you work on naval communications. Don't think there's much else we can grab. Alright, I gotta bring you guys home too. I completely forgot about you submarines that I sent out to go and harass the Italians down in Africa. The African Italians. Completely forgot about you guys. You guys can come home. You guys are heroes. Well, that's one less submarine to have to worry about getting fixed. Yeah. Eventually I'll start distributing these ships in Pula out to other locations. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they'll go places. I also need to check. Are we over ship stowage capacity at Pula? We might be. If so, I'll have to start distributing these ships a little sooner rather than I planned. Anyway, probably should have waited on refitting the deltas along with side the absols, because that's a lot of cruisers. Pretty sure we've lost one absol and one delta class like cruiser, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, right, yeah, there's also that other thing I need to do with my cruisers, because we've decided that cruisers will now go 30 knots. Not battle cruisers. Battle cruisers will go the same speed as our battleships. Invest the money into the economy. That'll serve me better in the long run than anything else. Yeah, because I'm gonna need to get these things up to the same speed as both the Kaiser Franz Joseph I and the Maverick class, which none of my other ones do. Which means all of the other ones will need an emergency refit program to get them up to speed with the new times. Of course, I also have to finish building the shit that I'm already working on. Thankfully, with all these ports now, we do have a lot more shipbuilding capacity, but we just don't have enough to challenge people like the United States. Damn, the Spanish are discarding designs that were made back in 1934. I mean, they're making new plans, but damn. Like, Italy is not in a position to be designing new ships. They need to basically, well, they could design a new ship, but it would have to be cheap. Like, cheap as hell. They would not be able to rebuild the naval force they had back when they were still in Italy. They only have 2 provinces now. And sure, technically we started with 2 naval provinces, but we did still have a lot of internal land holdings. So it's not like we didn't have much to, it's not like we still had a lot to work with. We didn't have as much as many other naval powers, but we did have a lot to work with. Let's see. Those refits are 4 more months away before they're done. The Phoenix is 23 months from being completed, so that's going to be eating up a lot of our dockyard space for a while. Did we build one of our new battleships? The Pudding class battleship. Have we built the Pudding yet? I don't know. Let me look. Dacrin, the James Garrott, the Valacs. The Phoenix. Nope, we have not built a Pudding class for ourselves. Yeah, we'll have to build one once we're done the refit programs. Because that thing's going to eat up a lot of dockyard space. It's the biggest battleship we've designed. And I do plan to eventually make a battleship that uses 20-inch guns. but we need the technology for really good 20-inch guns first. And at the current moment, we don't even have access to the 20-inch gun. We only have the 19-inch gun, which is still a big-ass caliber, but I want to get a 20-inch gun battleship that's going to be not at all effective against anything other than point-blank range. Because that's basically how the 20-inch works in this game. It is very underwhelming, the 20-inch gun. Mark 5 20-inch can barely hit a target. It has insane range. It has really good damage, but boy, does its ability to hit suck. And its reload is terrible, but that's a given considering it's a 20-inch shell. Ugh. I should probably also build up more submarines considering we only have 34, and I'm sure a lot of other countries have far more than 34 submarines in their arsenal. I am also thinking of when this runs over, I'm gonna do another challenge run where I'm gonna play this, but I'm gonna challenge run myself to where I have to build up as many ships as I can from the original 1870 ship set, and I can only use whatever I'm able to construct, which basically means I need to build a big navy very quickly, and I cannot sacrifice any ships. That's my plans for future shit. Oh, we must have finished up some of the orders because we just freed up a couple of our slots. Yeah, still got two whole battle cruisers to construct for other people. Both Denmark and Arabia both have a battle cruiser on their way. Ukraine has a battle cruiser. Cyprus has a light cruiser. Cyprus also has a battle cruiser. Yeah, the Birch class was definitely one of the best selling of our ships. And honestly, I probably really should make a cheap ship set. A set of ships that are just for sale and are cheap. They're light tonnage, but they're still good. Basically, older models, but given fairly up-to-date weaponry. To make them cheap, but still good at their jobs. So that way then, they aren't taking up nearly as much ship production line space as my mainline ships do. Because my mainline ships, I really need production space for. I need them to be big. The AI doesn't necessarily need them in a way that I do. We're in 1940. I know that Italy, the Italian War finally being over is probably something that is like, I don't want the war to be over. I want to watch him suffer for another 4 years. Oh, Romania is rising up against Bulgaria. Yeah. I would like to get another place that sells oil. Because it would help me out a bit. Because right now, I don't think any of my allied countries... oh, Pakistan's now in Turkey. Anyways, I don't think any of my allies have access to oil. You think Arabia would have access to oil, but no, they don't have any oil yet. They haven't discovered oil. They don't know what oil is. They do not know what is the oil. Oh, Jesus. Well, we may end up seeing a very American Africa this campaign. They've already gone and done a number on... Oh, they've taken over a bit of Canada. I mean, they've had Quebec for a while, but now they're trying to take New Brunswick. And they've already taken Newfoundland. Yeah, the UK is not having a fun time. What the hell is going on over here? Who the hell are you guys? French Polynesia. Well, good on them. Oh, when did Chile get taken out? I mean, I know Argentina has been taking over a lot of South American shit. What is Brazil doing? Oh, still trying to regain southern Brazil. Well, I wish them the best of luck with that. I have provided them quite a few naval vessels, so they should be more than capable of dealing with shit going on over there. Yeah, I've given them quite a few ships. What's the Argentinian navy look like? A battleship and a destroyer. Yeah. Everyone else has a lot of fucking oil but me. I have one oil field now after taking out Italy. One singular oil field. Yeah. Ever since that one time I had to cut back on spending for research and shit. The fucking technology thing is just always read behind because apparently we're just behind the times. We're just not an advanced country, even though we've beaten the shit out of the Italians. Apparently, the technology we're using was invented back in the 20s. I don't know why my terrible Russian accent came out there, but it did. Oh, my slinky. Where'd it go? I dropped my slinky. Where'd it go? There it is. I think it's thundering outside. What the hell? How the hell did I manage this? Picked up my fucking slinky and now it's tangled up in my fucking wire. How? Like, how is this physically possible? How did this happen? Got like fucking tangled up slinky gameplay going on in the fucking background that you guys can't see, but I don't even know how I fucking managed this. Like, it's like a fucking illusion shit or whatever. Like, fucking accidental magic fucking trick is what has occurred here, and this is annoying. I have to... There we go. Fixed my slinky. Sorry, guys, I can't sell you anything. I'm currently still working on building shit. I'm working on finishing your current contracted orders while also trying to refit the entire Navy that's been waiting on this refit for a fuck-ton while now. Arabia has scrapped their one of their Trent classes. Fair enough, Arabia. I get it. The Trent class hasn't been in service for a long while. Sorry, guys. Again, I can't sell you shit. Alright, you can have one destroyer. Ukraine can have the one destroyer. That's something I can live with. Alright, so up next after the Absol and the Deltas and the Pelions is the Valac class battleships, which we only have one of. Which means we can move on to the next shit. The Valac class battle cruisers. Which we do actually have quite a bit of room for, so those can easily go in. Then we have the Nalin. Actually, the Trents would probably be the better ones to go. Jesus Christ. I forget how many Trents there are still in service. They've been around since 1920. They still keep going. Let's see. We got any room for anything else? The light cruisers definitely have more than enough room to get in here to get refitted. What about the Nalina class? No. There is not enough room for all of them. We'll get 2 of them under refit as well, but the rest of them are going to have to wait. I'm going to drop a save real quick, just in case power goes out because of the thunderstorm going on. And a fuck ton of ships just got their refits done. Sure, you can have 1 destroyer. Do I give you a heavy cruiser? No. So, actually, the Birch class I may keep the Birch class as an option for people to buy. It's already a fairly cheap but good battle cruiser. And it won't take up much space for me to produce it. Am I going to accept this contract? Yeah. I've been denying a few of their contracts, so they're not going to be too happy. So gotta eventually start accepting contracts again, or otherwise they're gonna get all antsy about it. I haven't refitted the Varsailles since 1934. Well, the Varsailles, we're going in for another refit with you, nice young fella that we stole from the Italians. I don't know why I said it like that, but anyway. The Varsailles is a weird one in our Navy, considering it is a, it's an old ship. Alright, so a triple 10-inch is no longer going to be able to fit on here. What about a dual 10-inch? Nope. We're going to have to downgrade it to 9-inch. Which will cut back on some of the weight, so, you know, not the worst thing in the world. It was going to need some weight saving somewhere at some point. Give it some depth charges. Increase the length on those 9s. Increase the 5s to 5.5. Increase their length. It already has Gen 1 radar. I'd like to finally get this thing at least up to 28. Yeah, it's a fucking struggle with this. We got any lighter funnels in this? This is a big funnel 1. These 1.1s, can we just get rid of them? I'm not sure they're doing much to benefit us. See, any more 1.1 inch guns? Nope, that was the last of them. Alright, still can't get it up to 28. What about 26? Nope, 25 is still our best speed. We'll install a bigger funnel. Get as much engine efficiency as we can out of it. Increase the main belt. Because we can. Increase the main deck. Because we can. It'll help deal with the pitch and shit. Yeah, this isn't too bad. She loses a little bit in terms of damage output because of the 9-inch guns. Because she's no longer able to fit the new Italian 10-inch cap on the where the old ones were. She still has her shitty older towers. Which one of them for some reason is placed behind the funnel, but honestly I'm laughing too much at this design to change it all that much. The only thing I'm really changing out is the guns and the internal mechanics. Everything else kind of just stays the same. Oh, I can see where some of her weight problems come from. It's definitely the fact that she's made to be skinny. If she was wider, she'd be able to handle a bit more fucking volume. However, we're not going to adjust her size or anything. We leave the hull as is. And it is funny. Still one of the funniest things that we've done, straight up stealing this from the Italians and basically turning it into a Italian murder machine. Order up the refit. The Jack Solo, again, produced in 1916. This is the oldest ship in our Navy. And we stole it from the Italians. And we basically just refit this damn thing. Let's see. Anything else we can put into refit? I think we can... Nalina class. There they are. I think we can refit... We can put one more on the refit trial run. That doesn't clog up our shipbuilding capacity too much. But yeah, as we get to the as we get through the oldest generation of vessels. Oh. Denmark would like to order a Birch-class battlecruiser. Again, we do not have the space for that. Phoenix-class battlecruiser, no space. Heavy cruiser, no space. Portugal lost its homeland a while ago, game. Keep up. We're definitely very admired. And we're a democracy. The Austro-Hungarian Empire shall stand for 1,000 years, probably. The sun will never set on the Austro-Hungarian Empire, on her Mediterranean imperial dreams. Yeah. Of course, Germany is going to be one of the bigger problems because that's going to turn into a land war, and that's not going to be fun. I think we have enough submarines, honestly. Honestly, I have more than enough naval prestige to cut here. So if I can survive without having to deal with fucking loss of money. Oh hey, we gained some more space. Quite a bit more space actually. I guess you can have one, Brazil. I don't think I've sold you a battle cruiser yet, so you can have one. Move you over to hull strengthening. Actually, move you over to engines. Work on constructing an even larger max shipyard size. Because I want a big shipyard. Even if it doesn't do much, I want a big shipyard. Even if there isn't really any practical sense to me doing it. Like, we've already reached the point where ships are fucking huge, but we're doing it anyway. Alright, how many more of these can I put into that? 2 of them. 2 more put into the field of getting refitted. Ugh. You don't regard this as a serious incident. It happens. Not everything that comes off the line is going to be 100% high quality. Sometimes there's going to be some shit that just falls through the cracks. I guess I should design my line of on the cheap ships. Basically, in terms of tonnage, they're going to be cheap. They're not going to be cheap financially wise, but in terms of tonnage, they'll be cheap. They'll be using the smallest possible hulls. So let's see. Smallest hull we have for the battleship is the advanced small battleship. Actually, is there an even smaller one? Let's see. That's 32. That's 44. That's 64. All right. So the advanced small battleship is the smallest we can go in terms of battleships. It doesn't need much range. It just needs to go the same speed as the rest of our battleships. Auxiliary 2 engine, diesel, oil 2. We'll give it hydraulic, modern armor, reinforce, triple, anti-torp 4, citadel 5, anti-flood 3. We'll give it a compact tower, rangefinder tower 3. protected crane funnel. This funnel just doesn't want to fit. Well, outfitted with 13-inch guns. Out of the quad configuration. I have to move this forward a bit. Because it's gonna complain. Oh, that's a side one. Center line. Yeah, I'm gonna move all of this back a bit. What do you mean you have a poor selection of fire? You can shoot over that. You should be more... Well, actually, you're probably backed up too far is what happened. There you go. Now you can shoot. Stop complaining. Alright. Orbit 1. Shaft 1. Yeah. Damn it, 32. We're definitely not going to be able to fit in. Jesus, 18 inches on the main belt? No wonder we're losing so much fucking, weight. We'll go with a Gen 1 radar, advanced radio, Hydro 3, and we'll go with stereoscopic 4. Again, this isn't going to be the most advanced thing on the ocean. It's just going to be enough on the ocean. Alright, what if I decrease it down to a 10-inch belt? Again, trying to save on shit where I can. Equipping it with little gremlin guns. See, does that fix that? Yeah, it does. Good enough. Still weirdly complaining, but honestly good enough. Yeah, she's definitely light on the tonnage. 32 tons. Well, she's technically 31 tons, but still. She's not a bad ship. I may even build a couple of them for my own navy as a cheap option. I'll probably keep them as a, well, they're going to be for sale, but they're probably also going to end up becoming a staple of just whatever we need cheap on the cheap. Anyway, we shall name this the Chip Battaglia. More Italian sounding than Austrian sounding, but whatever. And again, these are just going to be whatever the cheapest hull I have available is in terms of tonnage. And these are just to entice countries to buy them. They're smaller tonnage, so they're a lot easier for me to order up. All right, let's see. The smallest battle cruiser I have is 22, I think. Yeah, the smallest battle cruiser I have is 22, and that's basically just a large version of a standard cruiser. Basically cut it down. 30 knots. Range doesn't have to be, honestly, all that good. Auxiliary 1 engine, diesel engines, full on oil, hydraulic steering, anti-torpedo, reinforced, triple bulkheads, modern armor, citadel, anti-flood, bring it down to 10 inches. Alright, main tower is going to be a compact tower. Secondary tower is going to be a mini rangefinder. And funnel is just going to be protected funnel 1. And we're going to be a bit weird with this one. We're going to outfit it with 10s in dual turret configuration. Try to put these pieces together as nicely as possible. And then some 8-incher secondaries. Along with some 3-incher secondaries. Gen 1 radar, advanced radio, Hydro 3, stereoscopic 4, semi-auto reloading, hydroelectric turrets, better shells, super heavy shells, barbette 2, shaft 1. That honestly didn't use up all the tonnage. Surprising. Alright, well, we'll increase the length on the 10s, giving them some decent range. And the 8s. However, the 3s aren't going to get that because, well, that would cause confliction with the tower here, so, the 3s stay as, their shorter length. We'll upgrade this to a barbette 3, actually, and a torp 4? Might as well. And an auxiliary engine, too. Why not? I mean, if we can fit it, we might as well. entice people to buy this. Auto 1, Auto 2. Standard ratio, increased ratio, high capacity, semi-ballistic. Well, honestly, if I can fit torque 5 on it, I might as well. Alright, I think that's enough. The Chip Kelly. Will I be building any of these for my own navy? Probably not, considering they are designed to be pretty shit. They're not designed to be great. They're designed more just so that way then I have something to entice the AI to buy that won't immediately use up my entire shipyard. Because I'd like to have some space in my damn shipyard. Heavy scout cruiser. 10. Alright, you're 8,500. 8,500. Heavy compact cruiser. 30 knots. Honestly, doesn't need all that much range. Basically just giving options for people, for the AI to buy that are modern, for the most part. Actually, what can fit in that slot down there? 3 inchers. What about a 4 incher? Oh, 4 incher can actually fit in there. This is definitely a very strange heavy cruiser. Definitely very strange, but it'll be funny to sell it to people. As an advanced cruiser. And I've never used the 4s before, so I guess I can increase them up to a 4.1-inch gun. So yeah, we'll be selling this as basically a cheap-ass heavy cruiser. It's got firepower to basically destroy your enemies, and firepower for when you need to run away from your enemies. The cheap heavis. Or the chip heavis. Now on to the light cruiser. Now these ones are going to stay on the list as options to be sold no matter what. I will not be disregarding these designs, as basically they're just going to be my ability to sell shit. Do I want to bother with a light cruiser, or what do I want to just... I'll just actually do a light cruiser. Needs to go 30. Needs to have basically no weight to it whatsoever. The range can be shit. Auxiliary 3, diesel, oil, electric hydro, anti-flood, reinforced bulkheads, triple the hull, modern armor, Citadel 4. Depth charges 2. We'll give it mine laying a little bit of mine laying. Increase its armor belt. How far can we push that armor belt? 4.3. And we'll push the deck armor too. Go to modern tower. How is it this weighs less than the fucking auxiliary tower? Anyway, thick funnel small. That's more than enough efficiency. And then we're gonna go with the 4.1-inch guns. There's a shit ton of these boys. Can that not fit there? I know I fitted a weird gun in there before. Yeah, I can fit 3 inches there. Single quad 3-inch there. Anyway, back to outfitting it with the main guns. Give it conic 4. EMT, 2 powder, increase the size on the 4s to 4.1s. Increase the length of the barrels. Increase the length of the barrels on the 3-inch. The one single 3-inch that just sits in the middle. Upgrade to electric hydro, auto reloading, shaft 2. Super heavy shells. And then for this thing's piece of resistance, it's torpedo complement. It will basically be a fairly decent torpedo ship. How far can we push these torpedo launchers? 20 inches as far as we can push them before they start to protest where they are. Still have some space for shit. Can add in another torpedo launcher. Put one in the front. in front of the main guns. I'm sure that would go over well with whoever's in charge of shit. Just put one of these here, completely block off that. It'd be funny. I guess I can increase the weight of the front belt. What the hell? Why do we have a starboard weight offset? Torpedo launchers are even, along with the guns. Oh, you're not even. Why are you like that? Get back in the center. You bitch. I guess I'll give them sonar too. And advanced RDF. You know what? A Gen 2 radar, why not? Along with a Conic 5. That'll give this ship quite the ability to deal with issues. Might as well just shove it full of ammo. And some armor. Like, if I can shove the additional armor on it, I might as well. The cheap Lidus. And now, do I really need to design a destroyer? The one I already have, the Troll class, is honestly good enough. It's already a fairly light ship. I mean, it's basically the weight of one of these modern cruisers. But honestly, it's not that bad. So honestly, I don't need another ship. I don't need another one. That group of, this group here will be fine enough as is. We won't be selling any of them immediately because we have the problem of not enough shipbuilding capacity already with what we have. Oh, we got Mark II 18-inch guns and better naval communications. Damn, they already want it. Too bad I can't afford to give you guys it. Oh, a couple of our ships just finished refitting. We just freed up a whole lot more tonnage. Yeah, this Dark Tide music definitely does not fit this game at all. I'm unauthorized to interfere with the government's financial policy. Denmark wants 3 of the cheap heavy cruisers. Sure. Netherlands wants 1 of the cheap light cruisers. Sure. And then to continue the Nalina line of refits, which we do have enough room for. I forgot that Trulu was designed in 1936. All right, we're gonna put a pudding into production. Just the one. The one pudding class. They'll go to Pula, where we store everything before it's shipped out. That's gonna overdo our shipbuilding capacity by a shit ton, but I do kind of want to get it under construction. It's gonna take 81 months at the current rate because we don't have any space for shit. 9 more months on the Phoenix, 5 months on the on these two Valac classes refits, and then 7 months on these, along with 3 more months on those. At least once those start finishing up, we'll free up a few more, we'll free up a bit more capacity. But yeah, I probably should have waited a bit longer, but I want to get it at least under construction. Sorry guys, I just used up all of my space. Oh great, our technology is now considered average. Thanks, game. Oh well, we finished up a few more ships, so at the very least shipbuilding capacity is still not great, but it's getting there. We might manage to reach the deadline of getting all the ships refitted before 1942. Though to be fair, a lot of them aren't going to be in the condition I want them to be in. A few more of the heavy cruisers just finished up their construction, which means that's going to speed up production of the rest of the fleet. Once these two are done, that'll free up a lot more tonnage. Not by much, they're both only 24, but yeah. A lot of our tonnage is currently going to the pudding class, which is in production. And the other portions of it are going to all these battle cruisers that are currently under production. Anyway, basically, the CHEP line is basically just budget warships in terms of naval capacity, not really in terms of their ability to fight wars. Again, guys, I can't sell you anything at the moment. Currently, our shipyard production is just shot. It's shot. Oh, the 2 battle cruisers are done being refitted. We now have 4 active battle cruisers. Increase our naval budget. Increase it. No, you can't have those. You can have a cheap Batila, though. It puts us once again over shipbuilding capacity, but again, I don't really care. It's not by much, so it's not something I'm too worried about. Sure. No. 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 Sure. Again, puts us over shipbuilding capacity, but hey, those just finished. Which frees us up with some more space. Alright, was that the last of the ships that needed refitting? Oh wait, no, the Dacron classes still need to be refitted. Damn. I can put one of them into refit. I can't put both of them, though. Damn, still 70 months away from a pudding class being finished. How goes building up our shipyard? How goes our research? They want to buy some destroyers. Unfortunately, we do not have room. Sorry, guys, no room. No sales. No sales today. No room. The Phoenix class will be done, which will free up a lot of room, though. It'll probably end up being the only one of its class, because when it comes down to me constructing ships, boy, is it fucking expensive. I don't need the world's largest navy until I have to contend with the United States. Then I'll need the world's largest navy. But right now, we're pretty fine with where we are. No, you can't have a pudding class. You know how long it takes for me to build those? You never see it. Alright, well, at least now I can order up the refit of the other one now. Alright, so I think that's all of the ships that needed to be refitted. I mean, I do need to go into my fleet, because I know there is, I think, a single Valac class that never got a single refit, so it's still in an outdated configuration. Let's see. Though, to be fair, it may not be still floating either. I think it was destroyed. That or it did finally get refitted. One of the two. I don't know. Hey, we finally have some shipbuilding capacity. Which means we can build a few more ships. Also means we should probably actually spend that time refitting the Delta and the Absol to be 30-knot cruisers now. Which is gonna be a problem. They both, well, actually, the Delta wouldn't be a problem, but the Absol will most certainly have problems. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The Absol hasn't been upgraded to the new armor scheme yet. You're already using a diesel engine, so actually gas turbines, that's a new development. Alright, so we might actually be able to get you up to 30 without too much modifications. Can we get you a Gen 2 radar? We can get you a Gen 2 radar. Let's increase the belt a bit to just deal with all of these pitch and roll problems. Can we go up to torque 4? No, we cannot. We can keep torque 3. What about auxiliary 4? Auxiliary 4 actually did solve the pitch problem a bit, which is nice. We can increase the length on the 9s a bit more, along with the 5.9s and the, these are 5.9s? Why are these 5.9s? They should be 5.5s. Alright, we're gonna downgrade these to 5.5s. Because they shouldn't have been as thick as they are. 1 inch on their barbette, it's not gonna do much, but it'll be there. We can't do that. We can upgrade it to Hydro 3. I guess we can thicken up the belt even further. Along with the main deck. Yeah, that's probably about as good as we're going to be able to get it. Yeah, don't know why these were 5.9s. I don't have 5.9s in service anywhere else in the Navy, so simplifying logistics. They're now 5.5s. Don't know why we were using 5.9s for this, but 5.5s is where I'd rather have my 5-inch guns. Anyway, the Absol now has another refit to have to go through, and the Delta will also need a refit to get it up to the new speed standard. The reason we're increasing our cruiser speed is because I want them to be able to actually hunt anything that's outrunning our battleships to force them into an engagement. Anyway, upgrade you to gas turbines. We can get you up to 30. Upgrade you to modern armor. We'll downgrade that to high capacity. We'll give you super heavy shells. You didn't have super heavy shells? Damn. 2 powder. You already have basically all of the upgrades to those. Give you a better radar. Yeah, your torpedoes already have pretty shitty firing arcs, honestly. So 20 inches is probably the best. Let's increase your deck armor. Because I think we lost one of these to a shell that came plunging down on it. Alright, I forgot these were there. See how long I can make these. Still have decent firing arcs. That'll bring the deltas up to the new speed along with making their guns a lot more effective. And their existing armor a lot more effective. Really wish we had those gas turbines when we were designing all of the cheap shit. And then for the Nalina and the Dragon class, they were given a refit far more recently. So I'm not really too invested in giving them another refit. More out of the sense of fact that they just got one, and we have a shit ton more of these than the other heavy cruisers. And getting these up to 30 might be a bit harder. We'll give it a good old college try though. Ship is overweight. Well, that solved that problem. A little bit. Not by much. We'll dial the torpedoes down to a 20-inch. Alright, we need to get this thing to go 30 knots. What can we do to save weight? Considering you're actually probably going to be engaging at closer range, Citadel 4 might be better off for you. Though, to be fair, Citadel 5 weighs less. You're using electric torpedoes, which are already saving quite a bit. That doesn't really save much. I guess I can down your range a bit. It doesn't help by much, but it does free up some weight. Can't install a Gen 2 radar, though. Yeah, definitely not enough room for a better torpedo belt either. But I can give her a bit more armor. Not by much, but I can give her a little bit more armor. That way then she has a little extra protection. I also probably could just ditch the casemate 2-inch gun, which I have like 3 of over here. Which basically their entire point is just to function as a counterweight. But yeah, there really isn't much we can do to the Nalina class here. It is reaching that point of where there's just, it's too low tonnage for us to be able to refit it any further without like major weight saving research done. And while we do have a lot of it covered, there's still a lot more of that weight saving research we need in order to make these things more efficient. That was not the button I wanted to click. fucking loading times. Yay. I do like how you can see all the progressively smaller shipyards alongside the next one up. Because it goes from like a proper, like full-on dry dock to just this large ass area. Anyway, where is it? It is the Dragon class. The other of our original launch of warships. Which has probably seen some of the most changes out of all the original lineup. Anyway, the gas turbine engine should be, I think it's the endgame engine, so it should be the best. Of course, you're now overweight, but that can be solved with that. You need to get up to 30. We need to save almost 100 pounds of armor. You still have your underwater torpedo launchers. What if I decrease the amount of ammo for those? What if I had a standard amount, but I used electric torpedoes instead? Actually, which ones have the most weight saving? It's definitely electric. You're still using heavy shells, damn. Electric. I don't want to downgrade anything because that kind of defeats the purpose of refitting these damn things. I mean, I can also just decrease the range a bit. That always tends to fix things. Which it has here, for the most part. Cannot fit a Gen 1 radar. That is unfortunate. We can at least upgrade the depth. Nope. Sonar? Okay, we can upgrade it to sonar. So that way then it at least is a bit more efficient. Yeah, the engine efficiency on this is garbage because of what we're basically forcing this old asshole to do. We're shoving a gas turbine engine into this thing that used to house a geared steam turbine engine, I'm pretty sure, is what originally was in these things. So yeah, we've definitely pushed past the older engines in what this thing is supposed to have for an engine. So yeah, we'll go through and update all the cruisers to this new standard, so that way then they're all set up and ready to go. We'll begin with the Absols. I can do 2 of them at once, kind of. I can do 2 of them, kind of. Just trying to get all of the cruisers to the same speed. Because I'd rather have my cruisers all be able to go the same speed than other shit. When do we find oil? Like we've gone without oil. I want to find oil other than stealing it from someone else, which we've done. What? Oh. I forgot that Bulgaria took over northern Turkey. Bulgaria really wants to control the Black Sea. An interesting state of affairs. Yeah, we may not end up in a war with France in 1942 like I planned. Because we still have a ton of refits to do. Oh, we just finished another ship for one of our contractees. No. Yeah, sure. Nope. Basically, from now on, unless they're ordering a Trul class destroyer, we're not gonna sell them anything else than the chips. The chips are basically the only thing our allies are now allowed to buy because it's easier for me to produce those for them than it is to produce the other shit. Oh, hey, the Phoenix is almost commissioned. And I have a bunch of destroyers just hanging out in fucking southern Greece. Yeah, I'll have to move them over to Pola so that way then I can sort out what the fuck is going on with the Navy. Yeah, all you guys head on over there. We're gonna be sorting out naval squadrons eventually. Oh, I have a couple of you guys just hanging out here. Hey, you guys head up here. Basically sending everyone to Pula just so that way then I can put all of my ships in one place to figure out where the fuck we're sending them later. No, no. Of course, the only ones that are currently out and about are the Maverick class light cruisers and the Kaiser Franz Josephs, which are hanging out down here. I'm surprised these heavy cruisers have less crew than the light cruisers. It is kind of interesting. Though to be fair, these ones have a few more guns, so I guess that's probably why it has a slightly bigger crew. Yeah, still just trying to finish up all the crap that we're working on. Oh, hey! Some more ships finished. One of the battleships we were working on is just finished up production of its refit. And of course, a random bot has dropped in to ruin my day. Fuck you. Just remember, kids, Twitch doesn't bother dealing with bots. Gotta do it yourself. Gotta put in the effort. Alright, ship design. Back to refitting our shit. I guess we should probably start with the light cruisers, honestly, because those ones will probably be able to bang out a lot more quickly. Advanced naval shells. You want a cheap Attila class battleship? Sure. Yeah, these cheaper battleships are definitely something that's gonna, like, save my fucking, economy. Because I can sell these things for fucking cheap. Sure. Helps out my economy, which my economy is definitely something I prioritize far more. Alright, get these guys over to Pula. Let's work on the Nalina classes. Germany has a lot of ships just hanging out in the Adriatic for some reason. Yeah, sure. No. Sorry, guys. Don't have enough shipbuilding capacity at the moment. Come back later when we have some more. Come back later when I can invest in more. Yeah, this battleship here is definitely one of the things that's eating up a large portion of our shipbuilding capacity, along with all the other shit that I'm building for other people. But yeah, once all the refits are done, I'm probably gonna just go in against France with what I have. Because there really isn't much other reason for me to really keep up what's going on with just letting France live. Let's go into research. We'll move you over to boilers. Even though we don't technically use boilers anymore. You can work on rangefinders, and you work on hull protection. What are we about to unlock? Mark II 20-inch guns. Okay. So currently we already have maxed out 9, 10, and 11. 12s can still go up 1 mark. 13s can go up 1 mark. 14s are only Mark 3s. Yeah. And then for small guns, the 8-inchers are about to get their Mark 5 upgrade too. I've just finished up a bunch more refits. For now, we continue our current peace with the French. Guys, you can't have the Phoenix class battlecruiser. I'm sorry, I did sell it to one person, but the rest of you don't get it. The rest of you ain't getting shit. Order up refits of all those. And then the Absols, order up refits of the last of those. Just finished up another ship. You may have a cheap Attila class. You may have a cheap Aquila class. And these cheaper ships are easier to get out the door, so that way then they aren't taking up my shipbuilding capacity for nearly as long. I'd love to sell you guys that battlecruiser, but unfortunately, shipbuilding capacity has once again exceeded its limits. Well, we're no longer above shipbuilding capacity, so yeah, sir, you can have some destroyers. Well, we did just finish up our shipbuilding capacity. Again, you guys can't have those. You can only order from the CHEP section of the rules. Please look at those in the pamphlet brochures you have been provided. Alright, now to start... Do I want to do this now or do I want to do this later? Because this will be a long-ass while of sorting out where ships will go. The Jack Solo here is actually going to need another refit already. I know we refitted it in 1939, but, actually, 1940, but we already have a, another engine we can stick in it that'll be better than the one we stuck in it before. And I don't know if that'll help us get it up to the speed I need it to be at. Because I'd like it to go faster, but there's only so far I can push this one engine. So let's see. What happens if we throw a faster engine in it? Alright, we save a bit of weight. Can we get up to 26? Alright. 27. 28. 27 is the fastest we can get this thing to go. I mean, it's impressive. Engine efficiency is shot to hell. But hey, she does move now a little faster. The Jack Solo is still one of the stranger ships in our fleet. It's just so out of place compared to everything because it's using the Italian ship parts. So, like, we literally went to Italy during the war, stripped them of their own, like, naval weapons, and then went home. To go upgrade the Jack Solo, a ship that we've kept around for, like, way longer than it probably should have been. Order up a refit of the Jack Solo, 2 months. The pudding has 23 months left on it. We're going to do one more turn, and then I'm going to call it for today. We're definitely going to end up in a war with the French. More because I want to claim Rome and Tunisia before the United States gets their grubby hands on it. Because the United States is claiming a lot of territory, and I don't want. I want. There's. I don't want them getting all of this because the more stuff they have is the more stuff I have to deal with when I go to war with them to finally secure our Mediterranean empire. Of course, they're still the last one on the list. I still have the Japanese, the Chinese, the Bulgarians, who I can't even physically declare war on. So they're just kind of there. The Germans, and I don't think I actually have to fight the Spanish because I think the Germans are holding their territory that would have been counted them as a Mediterranean power. So yeah. So we're all good on that department. No, you can't have a pudding glass battleship. We've been over this. Uh, anyway, next time we'll spend time reorganizing the entire Navy. Because we have a shit ton of ships to send out to go do shit. And the small naval squadron down here. That's made up of everything else. Oh, that actually does bring up a point. I should probably put these newer ships into production. Not these, of course, but the Mavericks and the Kaiser Franz Josephs. Because I haven't built many of them. Build 6 of you. Build 6 of you. And that just ate up my entire ship production line, didn't it? Yeah. We'll put 4 of you on suspended. How bad is my shipyard now? That's a bit more livable, but we'll put the last 2 light cruisers on. Actually, we'll put 2 of the heavy cruisers on suspended as well. And that keeps us just right. So that way then the fleet can actually build shit without overwhelming too much. Anyway, I'm going to quickly look at this. Who's the most expensive in our fleet and who's the cheapest? The cheapest would be the Honims, which is a dragon class. And the most expensive at the moment is the pudding class at being basically $216 million. Good thing these cheap ones are easier to maintain. Yeah, they're a lot easier to produce. Like, look at how much quicker those are producing compared to the pudding, and the pudding's been in production longer than them. Like, these 3 battleships are all gonna be finished before the pudding's done, and the pudding's been in production longer. These 4 battle cruisers will be done before the pudding's done. Oh, and we also still have these 2 Birch class battle cruisers that were in production long before I did the cheap program. Alright, anyway, dropping a save. The war is finally over, ladies and gentlemen. We have won the day. Italy has been reduced to nothing but a third-rate power. our goals of domination over the Mediterranean, bringing Austro-Hungarian democracy to the region, is slowly expanding. There ain't really much left for us to do here. Other than our goal of Mediterranean domination, which several other powers have decided to fuck with. Anyways, thank you for everyone that stuck around to the end of today's stream, even if you didn't decide to chat in the chat. Thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to check out the Discord link below where you can chat with me, stay up to date, or know when I go live. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, which I post all the streams to Monday through Friday. Same time every week, unless I forget about it. And then don't forget the Blue Sky, which I upload also when I go live, or just some random art and shit that I get commissioned every now and then. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see you all next time. Enjoy the person I'm sending you all off to. Goodbye, good night, good morning, whatever time it is. And for those on the YouTube channel, thank you for watching to the end. Hope you enjoyed. I know the Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought ones don't do well, but thank you to those that stuck around to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and whatever. And, yep. Goodbye, everyone.